Keon Coleman sits out again for the Buffalo Bills tonight against Houston, marking the second consecutive week the second-year wide receiver has been sidelined. Unlike last week's absence due to disciplinary reasons, Coleman is listed as a healthy scratch for Thursday Night Football. With Curtis Samuel also inactive and Mecole Hardman Jr. on injured reserve, Buffalo elevated Gabe Davis from the practice squad to fill the roster gap. Coleman's troubles began last Friday when he reportedly missed a mandatory team meeting, leading to his benching against Tampa Bay. Head coach Sean McDermott made clear earlier this week that regaining the team's trust won't happen automatically. Whatever transpired between Coleman and the coaching staff, the 22-year-old remains in the doghouse with no clear timeline for his return to game action. Interestingly, Buffalo's offense barely noticed Coleman's absence during their dominant 44-32 victory over the Buccaneers. Josh Allen carved up Tampa's defense with 317 passing yards on 19 of 30 attempts, adding 3 touchdown passes despite 2 interceptions. Allen also punished defenders on the ground with 40 rushing yards and 3 rushing scores, accounting for 6 total touchdowns in the blowout win. However, a closer look reveals potential concerns about Buffalo's receiving corps depth. Only about half of Allen's passing yards went to wide receivers, with Tyrell Shavers being the lone wideout posting more than 40 receiving yards. Allen spread the ball to tight ends and running backs extensively, suggesting the current receiver group lacks a true difference maker beyond the departed Stephon Diggs. Buffalo selected Coleman with the 33rd overall pick in last year's draft, envisioning him developing into a classic X receiver. His size and athleticism suggested he could become Allen's go-to target on every down, especially in red zone situations where his big body would create mismatches. Coleman showed flashes as a rookie starter, accumulating 556 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns across 13 games. Those numbers represented solid production for a first-year player still adjusting to NFL speed and complexity. This season has been a different story. Coleman's production has regressed significantly, and now these disciplinary problems overshadow whatever on-field contributions he might provide. The concerning pattern extends beyond this week's issues. Tonight marks the 4th time Coleman has missed game action or significant playing time due to disciplinary reasons. He sat out the opening series of one game earlier this season and missed an entire first quarter last year for similar infractions. These recurring problems raise serious questions about Coleman's maturity and professionalism. Missing team meetings, showing up late, or whatever other violations led to these punishments suggests a player who hasn't grasped the commitment required at the professional level. Buffalo invested significant draft capital expecting Coleman to develop into a cornerstone piece of their offense alongside Allen. Instead, they're managing a talented but unreliable player who can't consistently meet basic team expectations. McDermott runs a disciplined program that demands accountability from every player, regardless of draft status or talent level. His willingness to bench Coleman repeatedly sends a clear message that nobody receives special treatment. Whether Coleman responds by maturing and embracing team standards or continues down this troubling path will determine if he has a future in Buffalo beyond this season.